In 2017, we walked the Camino Frances. Upon reaching the Santiago Cathedral with our new Camino family, someone mentioned that the real challenge would be to walk the most difficult Camino, the Camino del Norte. 2 years later, we started planning to walk the Camino del Norte the very next year. And to put a cherry on top, we added another Camino that goes even higher in the Picos de Europa, which is the roof of the Iberian Peninsula. The name of this very important Camino is Camino Lebaniego. In 2020, pandemic happened, and our Camino del Norte was put on hold. But in 2021, we decided not to let COVID rule our lives. We have to live with it. So in September 2021, we followed the two passions of our lives, the outdoors and being with God. This is our story.
We're actually here, so you take either E28 here in this bus station, just outside the arrival. There, here's the schedule. First stop on.
Our plan of walking the Camino involves rest days when we come to big cities like San Sebastian and Santander and Bilbao. So this one, we took our rest day the day before we walked the Camino. Also, San Sebastian or Donostia is the playground of the rich and famous of Spain, but it also a rich history of fishing. To say that we're very excited to get to San Sebastian is an understatement. We're very, very excited. With all the research and the videos that we have seen, we are so surprised to know one thing about San Sebastian, that it's not very big, it's pretty small. And we like it like that. We like really small cities, and San Sebastian is one of those cities that are very walkable. We also found out that San Sebastian has two favorite sports. One is pincho bar hopping and the other is surfing. One of the most interesting places to see in San Sebastian is the Isla de Santa Clara. The Isla de Santa Clara initially is not an island. It was part of the peninsula. There was a walkway that connects it to the peninsula. But as you can see, there's a hermitage, and according to records, when the hermitage was built, it was already an island in 1362. It was built by the Franciscans. And later on, the island housed the plague victims in the 15th or 16th century.
8 to 9. But during winter, it's only up to 7:30.
Here's an interesting fact about Mount Orgol. Mount Orgol initially is not connected to the peninsula. It is an island. The people of San Sebastian just built a walkway to make sure that it is connected to the peninsula. So here's a little history about San Sebastian, or Donostia in Basque. It was Sancho the Strong, the king of Spain in 1180, who founded this port city, port town. He decided to fortify it and make Mount Urgell a military fort. Much of the wars that San Sebastian experienced was in the hands of either the French or the British, or sometimes the Portuguese, but mostly the French. So they've been burned, they've been looted, and everything. In fact, one of their streets is named after that, which is 31 de Agosto Street. This is the first church that we visited. Looks like I missed that. Capilla del Santo Cristo de la Mota. So what we do usually is we go to mass almost every day. So when we were in the Camino, we were always looking for a church that has a mass. Usually the mass is around 7, 7:30 or 8 or 8:30, something like that, if it's a big town. And then if we want to participate in the mass, we downloaded an app called iBreviary. It has a Spanish missal, so we were able to participate in the mass. The main highlight of San Vicente is the altarpiece. It is the work of Ambrosio de Bingonquea in 1586. It depicts the Passion of Christ. One of the newer churches that we found in San Sebastian is ironically their cathedral, or otherwise known as Catedral del Buen Pastor. And we found out that it was only built in 1887 and became only a cathedral in 1953. Before that, it was under the Diocese of Vitoria. The architecture was based on German Gothic style. And one of the things that we noticed that we really like about this cathedral, not because of its architecture, wherein it's also beautiful, but we found a priest who's hearing confessions.
We're not staying.
Because it's $3,000 a night.
The main church of the old town is called Basilica of Santa Maria. It was built between 1743 and 1774. One thing that is quite peculiar about this church is that its main door, goes straight all the way using Calle Mayor to the entrance of the cathedral. The Cathedral of El Buen Pastor.
Yeah, there's no... Oh, may nice na mga changi-changi, oh. Hey, look, what is that? See it? So, okay. Tutorial. Amo nagnilang murag bus. Oh.
So we're gonna go through this day after tomorrow on our second day of the Camino. Hopefully we will make it. Look at that. So beautiful.
In 1845, Queen Isabel of Spain was advised by her doctors to go to San Sebastian so that she can cure her skin ailment by bathing in salt water. That was the start of San Sebastian being a royal resort town. Nowadays, every rich and famous visit San Sebastian or wants to visit San Sebastian.
Super good. Look at this. Red fish. Good morning. September 24, 2021. So after a year of training, we finally get to this moment. The very first day of our Camino Del Norte. So we have to take a train from San Sebastian to Irun. So here at the train station in San Sebastian, waiting for our train. So here's our breakfast, café con leche and napolitano. My wife has the plain one. So this is what fuels our Camino today. Here we go. We are France, Spain, France, Spain. Look at that. That is France. And this is Spain. I don't know if you can see it. Give us vent, Lord. Do this. Don't have a lot of strength. Put everything across. Lord, energize us. That we get this at San Sebastian today. All of this, Lord, we ask in my name. Hey, look at this! That's pretty cool. All right. I think you need to get your pole already, mommy, because this.
Look at that. I'll do it when I need it. I mean.
Okay, it's up to you. But I'm telling you that everything is in a hill here.
Yeah, when
Okay.
we start into the hill, I will. Don't worry, I got it.
The first day in the Camino is usually the toughest. Today, there's approximately 1200 meter elevation difference. I'm asthmatic and overweight. Can I get to San Sebastian, which is 17 miles away? Let's find out.
Dave, that's one of the unique islands in the world. It changes hands every 6 months between Spain and France. This island in the middle of the river. Yeah, That's pretty cool, huh? It's beautiful, look at that. So we're going to Santa Maria, Macau, which is for our first stamp. Entrada por la puerta principal. Look at that, like a shortcut of stairs. Like 3D. Pretty cool. Albergue de Peregrinos. I don't know if it's still open, but it's on. I think we go, yeah, go left. Go. And there's a lot of chicken. See it? Coche. So here we are. There's a donkey. Look at the house. There's a Santiago cross, St. James cross. Oh, that's why. That's where the smell comes from. Hello, people. Huh? Yep.
Our scripture for today is taken from Deuteronomy chapter 8 verses 2 to 10. And you shall remember all the way which the Lord your God has led you these 40 years in the wilderness, that he might humble you, testing you to know what was in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. And he humbled you and let you hunger, and fed you with manna which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, that he might make you know that man does not live by bread alone, but that man lives by everything that proceeds out of the mouth of the Lord. Your clothing did not wear out upon you, and your foot did not swell these 40 years. Know then in your heart that as a man disciplines his son, the Lord your God disciplines you. So you shall keep the commandments of the Lord your God by walking in his ways and by fearing him. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land of brooks, of water, of fountains and springs, flowing forth in valleys and hills. A land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive trees and honey, a land in which you will eat bread without scarcity, in which you will lack nothing, a land whose stones are iron and out whose hills you can dig copper. And you shall eat and be full, and you shall bless the Lord your God for the good land he has given you.
Sorry. We're here after 2 hours. We got here. That's where we rest. Yan na. I will. Palingkuras ako kabir. So that's where we came from, Irun. As you can see, there's a bridge there. We came all the way up here. Nita did Guadalupe. There. Vamos. Buen camino. Gracias. All right. Go. This or that? Ikaw. Tapoy na? Tapoy na, di ata agi. Yeah. Okay. I'll make you choose. Ooh, look at that. It's beautiful. So we're supposed to go that terrain. But I don't know. That's Zendaya right there. Alright. Gotta get some water. The good thing about the Camino in Spain is there's a lot of water source that you can get anywhere. So that's a really good blessing. Thank you, Lord. Mo na kanaog na ta. Ha? Mo na siya 1.5 kilometers. Oh.
We could go this way. This is 3.4 kilometers.
Mo na yung official route. Dito na ako dito. I would go this way. It's only 3.8. I think we should go there. Yeah. Nako ka dito. So look at this. So there's two routes. One is shorter, 3.4. The other one is 3.8. So we'll go this way. Go here. Side. Look at that. Oops. Mode. So look at this. My knee hurts now like H. Ah, very, very tough. We've been walking for more than a mile. Hey, look at that. So we're almost here at Pasajes. The wife is walking pretty fast. That's okay. She always does. But it's a beautiful place. Look at that. It came from. Alright, we are here, and look at that. There's a boat. So we're having lunch here, calamari, and then sardinas. This place is really cool if you like seafood.
My first reflection. Am I a pilgrim who goes on to walk the Camino to encounter God? My second reflection. Am I walking to make the sacred past be present again? My third reflection. Do I consider the Camino as something like my own road to Emmaus experience, meaning an encounter of Jesus in the faces of others, breaking bread, walking and sacrificing with others, experiencing a sense of community, hospitality, a ritual, a spiritual encounter, a sacrament, and a sacred scripture? Will my Camino be like that? Yeah. Oh, picture, picture. Time out. Oh my god, really? Look at that. That's beautiful. That's pretty cool. Whoa. It's not a No, I'm good. I'm good. Look at that. You don't want to use the Roman bridge. Looks pretty strong. I'd like to.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we were about 1 or 2 miles away from San Sebastian, we remembered that we still don't have our first stamp for our first day. So what we did was hurry up. We almost were running and were flying because we know that Santa Maria, where we can only we're the only place we can get the stamp, is gonna close at 6. We got there 5:59 and a change of few seconds, and the woman was about to leave. If we were late for about 5 seconds, she would have been gone. So that was our first miracle of our Camino. And I believe that even if we were so tired, our feet were aching like crazy, and we're almost out of energy and breath, God and Mama Mary made it possible for us to get there, since it was her church anyway, called St. Mary. So it looks like after a brutal 19-mile walk today, we need to do our laundry. So we're here. It's kind of expensive, €8 for just one wash, and then another €4 for the dryer. So I don't know. You have to do it.